I could have no pants on right now and you wouldn't even know the difference. Hey, hello everybody. Today we're going to be doing something that should have been done a very, very long time ago, aka exactly 2.5 months ago at this point. Talk about the Pixel 7 Pro versus iPhone 14 Pro video quality. And audio quality too, actually. So I've been comparing these two for the iPhone just under a month, the Pixel 7 Pro just over 2 months. I've been comparing, I've been testing, I've been occasionally recording on both, with recorder on Pixel and memos or whatever they call it on iPhone. And I have some thoughts. First, I want to mention that this video is not sponsored, but I was sent a really cool microphone to try out. It is the Comica Vimo S. It is a wireless microphone. It comes with 2 of them in the container. You clip this onto your, onto your lapel, and then blew my mind when I first saw this. This is so cool. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit later during the video process, because part of my video testing was also audio testing, in which case I also tested this. So special shout out to Comica. Thank you so much for sending this over. I have been looking for one of these like this for months, and I have not been able to find one without some sort of compromise. And as far as I can tell, this doesn't have one. So keep an eye out for that. I do have an affiliate link in the description as well if you want to buy one for yourself or for Christmas. So do with that as you will. So obviously cameras, microphones, all that stuff, and comparing the wars between it is essentially the console wars of cell phones, right? There's a huge gap between who thinks which one's better, who thinks which other one's better. It's a lot of opinions. The point of this is not to talk about how much battery was sucked up by the camera. It's not to talk about which one has a better display and which one looks better while you're watching the video you're shooting. It's not any other piece of the phone review. That's in the actual review, which is why I did it this way. Except for this, because I don't think anyone on my channel wants to see an iPhone 14 Pro review. Aside from all that, knowing that I'm not going to talk about the actual phone performance, aside from like camera performance, like as far as overheating and stuff like that, let's get into it. And apologies if I'm sweaty, because this is a hot jacket and I don't know why I decided to do this. And now it's hot in here. So you're the one that has to look at my face, not me. So, I don't know what to tell. So first off, both performed exceedingly well. I'm going to put up some video clips here in combination with photos. Please let me know which one you think is better, because I do read the comments and I want to know, I want a decent consensus. The whole point of this here is not to be like, I like iPhone better, so I'm going to say all the iPhones are great and the Pixel's terrible. That's not the point. The point is for an artistic eye to look between the two and see which one looks better, sounds better, and plays better if it's video. And we'll actually see, because the Pixel 7 Pro did take a little while to process the video sometimes. I went into Google Photos and it looked all pixelated, which is not a problem because I tapped on it and then it just played the video normal. It was just processing on the back end or whatever, so it wasn't a problem. But I am curious to see how they both played out. Shout out to the Pixel battery though, it's gotten so much better. The way I tested this out is I got up this morning and then I went out and I started shooting. I had some stuff to do. I went to a pawn shop. I looked at some super, super cool guitars and basses. I'm definitely going to get that Line 6 amp with the red grill on the front. Oh, that's so cool. I miss playing guitar. But that was super cool. Very positive, hoping that may be able to happen someday. So after that, I made a short for the day, and then I headed downtown to take my video and my shots. It's a nice, super chilly fall day here in Lynchburg, Virginia. It's rainy, it's chilly, it's amazing outside. I love this kind of weather. But both phones performed in the way that I expected them to, which is a good thing. Both phones are at top of their class in video, audio, and photo. So if I was disappointed by one of them, that would be bad. Both of these phones cost relatively similar. The 7 Pro was $900 and this is $1,000 full price. But there are a few key differences that I noticed along the way. The quality, the color, and the visual processing aspect of it was very, very similar. I do prefer the Pixel still, and actually I had to remove the photographic styling on the iPhone because I use the really dramatic darks, which is my preference. I like that. It's one reason I like the Pixel so much, because they've always kind of favored that look. So I actually had to remove it on the iPhone. Without it, to me, it looks a little washed out and flat. That could just be because I'm used to the more dynamic blacks. So tell me whether or not I am in the wrong there. I just have a stylistic preference. But as far as the processing and everything, they were about equal. They both did excellent. They both held up well. They both, played and paused and took pictures while I was recording, and all that stuff was very, very good. 9 out of 10. Obviously, there's always room for improvement, but 9 out of 10 for both. The difference comes in the features. So like zoom capabilities. All right, first off, again, we are using voice enhancement and I'm using stabilization, but I am not using HDR10 or ProRes on the iPhone. Let's see what kind of zoom we're getting on this building. I'm not gonna do, a zoom in into trees or something quite yet. I just wanna see what kind of details I can get on this old building. And then also where the bricks obviously got replaced or got changed. Pretty cool lantern there. Let's see what the iPhone looks like. All right, so this is the iPhone 14 Pro. The zoom capabilities on the 14 Pro are smoother. As you can see, there's a lot more shake, but it's a little less noisy too. This is the full ultra wide, and then this is 9x. I'm holding it with both hands right now. It's about as still as I can get it while I'm talking. If I wasn't talking and just breathing, it'd be a little better. I'm taking a couple pictures while I'm doing this too, same as I did with the Pixel. I want to see if that slows it down or anything. That's actually a really cool chimney. I want to see what I can get with the Pixel on that. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to cover the HDR10 versus ProRes because none of my editors can read it. So that's why this video didn't come out 2 months ago, because even though I shot it, I couldn't use any of the footage. And we just kind of took a walk around Lynchburg. Look at this. This is a historic landmark. This is such a cool building. Like, look. Registered. It's probably going to be backwards for you, actually. It says Virginia Historic Landmark, Kentucky Hotel. Let's see, pursuant to the authority vested. I don't even know what that means. Anyway, it's a cool old building. There are a lot of old buildings like that here in Lynchburg. If you get a chance, stop by. It's a super cool city. What to do if you live here. But if you're just visiting, there are a lot of colleges. That's what I mean by that. There's a lot of stuff to do, but it's a lot of the same kind of stuff. You know what I mean? You got some that's newer world, if you want to say that, because there are a lot of colleges. Liberty University being one of the largest, Lynchburg College, stuff like that. You got a lot of food, you got a lot of bars, you got a lot of just life like that. But then you also have a piece of the city that's been here since, 1770 whatever, and has a very there's a very southern vein, if that makes sense, through it. So it's very cool. It's kind of a dichotomy of an area. So if you ever have the chance to visit, it's pretty cool. So again, as you can see, the colors are pretty muted today, which I really like. It's usually very bright and sunny in Lynchburg, which is one of the reasons that I like it, because where else is bright and sunny all the time? California. I love California. I lived in San Francisco for a little bit. It was always cold, but I love LA as well, at least parts of LA. It's always bright, it's always sunny, it's always warm. For me, I love the rain. I prefer the rain. I prefer the snow. It's cozy. I love it. But all that to say, it's a nice day for shooting because I really, really like the tones and the colors you can get on a cloudy day versus a super sunny day where you're going to have brights and shadows. It's like a softbox. So it's actually a really good day for that on both ends. And as you can see in the trees and the kaiju, in the houses, in the bricks, in the brick streets, stuff like that, everything came out looking really good. You are the one that needs to tell me which one looks better and which one you would prefer. Let's keep this, I guess, in an isolated camera hypothetical, because I don't want any well, I like the Pixel better, but I need iMessage, or other way around. I don't want any of that. This is directly about the cameras. So if you could choose either camera in an isolated incident, which would you choose? The one other thing I wanted to do is I'm still connected to the Comica microphone right now, but this is such a cool house. This is one of my favorite houses in the whole city, because actually it looks like, what you'd think is the house is here, but it actually has a whole separate, basement. It's a beautiful house. No one lives in it right now. It doesn't have the condemned papers in it anymore, but obviously, look, it's zip tied shut. So Unfortunately, that's the case with a lot of these beautiful houses in Lynchburg. That one's actually being lived in, that one's not condemned. But there are a lot of condemned buildings around here. And I don't know if it's asbestos, I don't know if it's just structural damage because they're old, I'm not sure, but they're beautiful houses. Point to iPhone with this one. I'm really happy with how Google kind of re-envisioned like the zoom slider on Pixel because it's something we desperately needed. But that is an entire pull of my fingers at the bottom of the screen, and I'm not even halfway there. Now I'm almost there. Now I'm there. So point to them that whatever they use to calibrate is a little more sensitive. So it doesn't take like 3 tries to get all the way zoomed in. You can go from fully zoomed out to zoomed in within one, you know what I mean? So it's a little more sensitive. It's calibrated a little bit better. I would love to see that on the next one. All right, so which one is the clear winner here? Obviously the Pixel 7 Pro. I'm going to say that. But let me tell you why. I am not disappointed by the iPhone 14 Pro. But using the iPhone 14 Pro, even with the excellent video quality and audio quality that you can get with the great zoom slider that is still better than the Pixel actually, I would still choose the 7 Pro because the features you get on the 7 Pro still exceed the downsides. Which actually, there aren't a whole lot of downsides of this. I was running out of battery all day long because I shot that short and then did all the editing for like 45 minutes on my phone, and I had like 43% when I started this, comparison, and I think I ended with like 35 after like an hour or so of shooting. Didn't warm up, didn't get hot, anything more than like normal. I mean, it warmed up like a tiny little bit, but like that's normal when you're shooting a lot of 4K video. It didn't overheat, didn't like shut down the flash, it didn't like stop processing the video. Because sometimes you'll shoot a video and you like won't know that it's overheating yet, but then when you go back and watch it, it's all choppy and pixelated because it couldn't process it all. None of that happened. I mean, it's got USB-C. I can use my mic with it. I can use an external mic like this with it. Once I upgrade this to the new one with USB-C, I'm going to use it with the phone and the Chromebook. It's cool. So I think that in itself for accessories is a huge step up. And the benefit you get from the iPhone is excellent video and audio. But if you want all the other benefits, such as sharing, AirDrop, I do use Nearby Share all the time between my my Pixelbook and my Pixel, which is very good, by the way. It takes like 12 seconds to send 2 videos. Did it just yesterday. It's really, really good now. The benefits you get with the Pixel, such as sharing, uploading, editing, is far, far easier than it is with an iPhone. When you shoot with an iPhone, it's intended to be kept within the Apple ecosystem. So if you have an iPhone and a Mac, obviously you just AirDrop it. But what if you don't have a Mac? Then you have to like plug it in, and it's this like old, outdated, like you're not really supposed to plug an iPhone into the computer to copy stuff. I guess I don't know. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong, but it feels like I'm going back to 2012 when I do that. So it is top tier video, top tier audio, but the rest is so restrictive that it feels like this is more open source. If that's, how you want to say it, you have more options with an Android phone. And since we're talking about an awesome, very reliable camera, great colors every time, great zoom every time, almost never. So it does shift between lenses, but it shifted this and this. Both shifted between lenses the same amount. It was about between 2 and 4 times each. So that's not really a benefit for either one. Yeah, on the grounds of the video quality and audio, the audio quality is better on this. The video quality is the same, but besides that, you can use it with so many other things, and it's so much more just user-friendly, I think, as far as like interacting with multiple different computers or uploading to the cloud or whatever you're going to do. Like if I want to upload these to the cloud, I can't actually upload this until I get home and connected to Wi-Fi, or I have to sit there with Google Photos open on the phone, screen on, and let it back up for like, it takes so much longer. I don't know why. I don't know if it's an iPhone thing or if it's a Pixel or if it's a Google Photos thing, but it takes so long to back up photos on an iPhone, and I don't understand why. I've never had a good answer. So all that to say, there's just less confusion. It's less drama. Clear overall winner for me is the Pixel 7 Pro. And you knew I was going to say that because this is a Pixel channel. But let me know if you guys agree or if you think that's biased or if you think that's, fair based on the footage that I've edited together with this. I'd love to hear your comments, love to hear your thoughts. Remember, thank Comica. Thank you for sending this over. I really, really appreciate it. And I will unironically, legitimately use this all the time. Best and easiest microphones I've ever had. I may even make a short on it. If you're interested in checking this out, remember there is an affiliate link down in the description. So if you're looking for an extremely portable microphone that runs on 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, not Bluetooth, big distinction there. You got 2 microphones in there. You got the USB-C connection for any USB-C device, Chromebook, tablet, iPad, whatever. It doesn't matter. It includes 48 kilohertz, 24-bit hi-fi sound quality, built-in DSP, intelligent noise reduction, which is what you're hearing through this actually. The one other thing I wanted to do is I'm still connected to the Comica microphone right now, but this is such a cool house. This is one of my favorite houses in the whole city. Wish I would have played with the audio levels a little bit, which you can with that orange knob on the dongle for the device is actually a gain roller. So you can turn it up and down if you need to. There's just not really a good way to test it without wired headphones, and I didn't have any on me that day. It has magnetic suction integrated design, compact and portable MFI certified plug and play. That's actually referring to 2 things. One, it's a magnetic mount in the case, just like AirPods or Pixel Buds, anything else you're gonna any kind of headphones you're gonna get with a connection charger. But the plug and play is really, really nice, world-changing actually, because most of the time if you're going to go and use some sort of microphone, then sometimes the device doesn't recognize it as an actual microphone. You have to tell it it's a microphone. That is not the case with this. I believe due to the USB-C technology that it's recognized by the device as a wired microphone every time. It has a very good battery life. The only thing I found kind of lacking about it is the standby battery. Normally if I leave it for 4 or 5 days, which isn't uncommon, I mean I'm not shooting a video every single day, but I usually end up having to charge it on my way to wherever I'm going to record. That would be nice for the second one to have a little bit better standby. But as far as like the usage, while you're using it connected to the phone, it's it's a very good battery life. You will not find it lacking. It also supports mobile phone pass-through charging, which essentially means the dongle you saw on my phone earlier has a USB-C plug in it. You can charge and use the microphone at the same time. Starts at $120. You can buy it in the description below. That helps me out, helps you out, and buy it for yourself for Christmas. I don't know. Thanks, guys.